2 polls in 1 week, huh? Yeah, I didn't fully plan this, but it kind of came out this way. So I've been toying with the idea of having like a dedicated RPG slot, just like we have like a dedicated indie slot, we have a dedicated puzzle game slot, and we have the Patreon slot. I was thinking of having a whole time slot just for RPGs, just to try to keep them, you know, like a bare minimum of 1 RPG going at all times. And Elex is ending within the week or so. I've even been, because my backlog's pretty decent across the board, I've even been tempted to double up on videos per day for that series just to have it end a little sooner so we can premiere the next game a little sooner. Might do that, might not. Not super sure about that. So I've been thinking of what thing to follow up with next, and I'm super torn, so I wanted to get audience opinions again. And it's a variety, because I never know where to go with this. There's like a bunch of older games that I've just been wanting to get around to for the longest time, and then obviously like the new hotness, a couple games that I didn't get around to in 2017, and then like the game that's coming out this week that is the obligatory thing to include. And I just want to see where you guys are landing with all these different things. I'm going to do something different, which is I'm going to start with the least relevant game and move forward from there instead, because and we'll get to the newest game last, just to try to have like a, I don't know, inverted pyramid, I suppose, because I've done it the other way around before, and I think people just don't even watch past the first one anyway, maybe. So first up, Anachronox.
Hi. Hey, can we pull you aside for a second? Hi. Hi? Hi there. Hi! Yeah, this is gonna sound funny.
You're saying Ms. Tech is from a future universe?
I hate this place.
Find a job.
This old guy, Grumpos.
So what's the problem?
My last hero sallied forth and got her limbs ripped off. How are you any better than her?
I'm a professional.
Weird game. It's regularly on sale for like $2, and I've had it for years now. I've had it on I think I have it on GOG and Steam, and I just keep eyeing it all the time because it's so odd. It's from the developers of Deus Ex. I think it was their next game after Deus Ex, like before they made Invisible War, but after they made the first Deus Ex. And it's just weird. It looks like it's like a sci-fi fantasy like with magic and technology and everything, I think. It's just weird. It seems like it's supposed to be funny and charming at times. It's every time I look at a screenshot or something, I'm like, is that a dwarf that has magic and also cybernetic eyes? Is that a Turian Blade Runner? What am I? Every visual of it is just interesting and weird, and it looks like it'd be just the most bizarre ride. And some of the charming, interesting, like late 90s, early 2000s RPG design that we don't get as much anymore. So it's been catching my eye for the longest time, and I thought I'd throw it in here.
So what was it?
Anachronox. Man, you guys are dumb.
But you said it started with a U.
Yeah, I know.
Next up, we've got Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, a game I actually have played all the way through, the only one on this list that I've played before, but it's 12 years old, and so I am at the greatest crossroads of it being a game that I remember enjoying, but I don't remember anymore. So like I have the feeling that I remember, but not the actual experience anymore. Like the actual campaign design, the story, and the levels themselves have all been washed from my memory over the course of 12 years, but I really remember liking it, and it keeps sticking with me. It's from the developers of, well, it's from Arcane Studios, the developers that would go on to make the Dishonored game. So much like Dishonored, it has that mechanically focused level design based combat, where like the actual layout of the level is the biggest thing that matters, and you're doing a lot of like physics-based attacks and stuff like that, and you can like pick up and throw things, and like that's all going in there. There's stealth elements, but it's also like less of a stealth game, I think, than Dishonored ultimately was, and it's just a kinetic, fun thing, just beating up orcs with weird moves of like taking out a support and having a bunch of barrels fall on them, or freezing the floor and watching them just eat shit as they like walk across the ice and fall over, and you go in for the execution, and just all these different chances to use the environment against the enemies. it's basically everything that I thought Bulletstorm was going to be, and that was why Bulletstorm was so disappointing when I actually played Bulletstorm, because it seemed like the environmental stuff that they advertised was way more contrived than it was in Might and Magic. And in fact, I think I can credit Dark Messiah of Might and Magic as single-handedly killing all future Elder Scrolls games for me, because from the moment I played that game, every time I'd go in and play like a game like Skyrim, I found it so dry and vanilla and boring by comparison to play like the combat and stuff. And it's like I've never gotten into an Elder Scrolls game that has come out since I played Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, because I'm like, I think it ruined first-person medieval combat for me, basically, with all the options and fun that I had. I haven't played the multiplayer for a while, but it was very dead, but it was actually surprisingly fun too. But yeah, once again, now I'm at the fun crossroads of being like, I don't remember this game, but I remember liking it, and that's exciting.
Look out for your fellow workers. They look out for you.
Next up is The Surge. Shows up a lot in these polls. Maybe one day it'll have its day. It's a Souls-like sci-fi game where you have like a exosuit and you're beating dudes up like you're Ripley from the end of one of those Aliens movies, but with like Dark Souls style combat, like heavily inspired. And it's their second follow-up, because they did Lords of the Fallen in the past, which was also a very Dark Souls inspired game, even more directly. Been excited to play it at some point. It's so divisive. Like, so many people hate this game and so many people love this game, and I'm really curious to see which side I'll end up on, and I genuinely don't know, and it could go either way. It could just be a fantastic, fun playthrough, or it could be one of those really critical, heavy ones where I am tearing into all these different things and talking about all these different mechanics and stuff like that, which I enjoy doing both, so it's a win-win. Also, they announced that they're making a sequel. It's announced for 2018, so all the more reason to get to it, although I have all of 2017 to get to it, so not exactly in a rush necessarily either. I'm tentatively curious.
I knew you'd seek me out one day. I didn't think it would be like this.
Daud, the Knife of Dunwall. I could never forget the man who pulled me up from nothing. Daud taught me more than just killing.
You've always been good at uncovering secrets. I need your help. One last job.
Who's the Mark?
The one responsible for it all. The cults. The black magic. We're gonna kill the outsider.
Next up is Dishonored, Death of the Outsider. I played Dishonored on this channel. I played the DLC for Dishonored on this channel. I played Dishonored 2 on this channel. Death of the Outsider exists, and I haven't played it yet. I think it came out during a period of time where I was just too busy with other things, which was probably holiday 2017 or something like that, when 5 billion games came out at the same time, and I'm like, it's impossible to play all of these. Come on, man. So that's still on the to-do list.
Your Graces, I have to tell you in all seriousness that this land of ours is in the shit. Deep fucking shit.
I'll find the one who did this to you. I remember his face. I'll find him.
I am Sir Markvart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
And then the latest new hotness is that this week a game called Kingdom Come Deliverance comes out. I actually don't know much about this game. I have not really seen much about it. It's not building from a thing I know about already. I think it was a Kickstarter. It's some kind of open world medieval RPG game with like first person combat, and it looks like it might have some weight to it, and it might be kind of interesting. I'm curious to see how viable different builds might be, because every time I see the game it looks like somebody's fighting in first person as a knight in heavy armor with like a long sword or something, and I'm curious to see what other options exist and stuff like that. It's surprisingly hard to find videos that explain why the game is fun, because so many of the videos are just like a features list where it's like, you can get a horse, and the horses can have different stats, and you can name the horse, and I'm like, holy shit, please get to the part that I'm supposed to like, because, oh, man, I don't care about naming horses. And surprisingly often I'll click on a video and it's like listing features like that, and I have not penetrated through yet. So that's the list of 5 games. You might think I'm muddying the waters by having 2 Arcane Studios games on the list, but I'm going to make it one of those polls where you can vote on multiple games. So voting for one does not eat away from the other one. You don't have to pick one game. You can pick 3 games, you can pick 4 games, you can pick 2 games or whatever, and they'll all count. So they're still on equal footing. It's not like they eat away at each other's chance of success, I think. I don't know. As far as the vote goes, remember, this isn't like a which game is best vote. Like, don't vote for a game just because you think it's the best game on the list. That's not the point. The point is to try to determine which games you want to see on this channel, like which ones you want me to see me play in a playthrough. So vote for the ones that you will watch, basically, as opposed to whatever you think is like the game of the year, but then you're just going to tune out because you don't think it's fun to watch and stuff like that. That kind of thing. Yeah, getting the votes. Go to. I encourage you to go, because you're all informed and everything. Go to the description and stuff. Not description, the comments, and give me your informed opinions of these games. And if you don't know about these games, you can go to the comments to read those opinions. So like that's my clever ruse here, is that for informed voters we can have you guys inform the voters by telling us why you don't like certain games or why you do like certain games, and then those people can read those comments and be inspired to be like, yeah, I'll take a chance on that game, or no. So anyway, this is my minor variation of the same poll we've done over and over again. Thanks for watching like always. If you want to be in control of what gets nominated, you can check out my Patreon. This is not a Patreon vote, but once Zelda is over, we'll be doing another Patreon nominated thing where people on the nomination tier nominate the games, and then a few days later, everyone else that's in the Patreon group gets to vote on them. That's how Zelda was chosen, that's how Myst was chosen, and so on. So if you have a particular game that's burning a hole in your pocket, then pocket what? That's whatever, metaphors. If you got a game in mind, that's the one way to make it. That's the one way to get it on the list yourself. Whenever these public polls come out, I'm the one making the list because it serves my purposes. Just don't automatically expect to win. Holy crap! Some people get really mad when they don't win, even though statistically they are not likely to win because of how many nominations there are. Thanks for watching, like always, guys. I'll see you next time.